Something I've always found funny is that in mainland India, the names, they repeat a lot. You say Rahul in, one room or a crowded place, and at least five people will turn around, they'll respond. You say Amit, at least three will respond. You're like, Amit. Hmm? But in Northeast, you will never have that problem. You shout one name and only one soul will respond. Sometimes even that person pauses first, like, are they calling me? Northeast names do not repeat. They arrive once, limited edition, factory sealed, no duplicates available. No, no, seriously, tell me. Check your phone right now. Check your phone right now. How many Amits and Vinods and Prashants and Nehas and Deepaks and Priyas and Shreyas and Poojas do you have in your phone? How many? With Northeast names, you'll never have that problem. Never. No. Okay, tell me how many Ramungchan do you know? How many Siwi Nyume do you know? How many Ngaraicha? How many Pidemo? How many Rinzan? Tanglian Pui, Imli Benla, Zosang Liana, Learin, Everything, Morning. How many Lalrem Rati do you know? Wait, the last name might be a little common in Mizoram, but anyway, the point is, forget about others. How many Abenils do you know? I thought so. And our names aren't picked because, they sound nice. They're picked because they mean something. They're meaningful. We're not talking about the Western names. Yes, a lot of Northeast people do have Western names, but we're talking about the native, the exotic, the earth rooted, the tongue twisting, the spell check defeating, the keyboard freezing, the time halting, the can you repeat that? Our names. And there's a reason why they're like that. There's a reason why they have names like that. They come from tribe, they come from clan, faith, nature, birth circumstances, historical ancestors, and whatnot. Some of our names aren't names. They're full-fledged sentences with deep meanings and emotions. They're like biographies. You can see a lot of different things in the names. They're beautiful until you go to school. Yes. It's a new class, new teacher taking attendance. Your name's coming up. It'll be pretty smooth up until then. Like Amit, yes, ma'am. Vijay, yes, ma'am. Priya, yes, ma'am. Bhupinder, yes, ma'am. Divya, present, ma'am. And then the long pause. Who, like everybody's silent. Hutin, and then you voluntarily offer, to end the suffering. It's Hutin Abenil. Can you say that again? And this is not going well. At that point, you feel like you remember that scene from that movie Inglourious Basterds where this this Colonel Hans Landa, he keeps asking the names of Brad Pitt and his comrades, right? Sorry, it's your name again? Marguerite. Marguerite. Yeah, that's how you feel. Anyway, you speak out your name multiple times, and then the teacher just looks at you and nods, and suddenly he says, okay, I'll just call you. Congratulations, a nickname is formed. And it's not a pet name, it's not a home name, it's a survival nickname. Because let's be real, every Northeast person has one. You don't choose it, you don't fill forms for it, you don't apply for it. Society assigns it to you. Your 12-letter name suddenly becomes two syllables, and it's literally now the easiest names out there. Seriously, Lalrem Rati becomes Rati, Pidemo becomes Pide, Ramungchan becomes Amung, Nenerhing Everhing becomes Nena Ever, Toshi Menla Toshi, Lima Naro Naro, Fokreri Rizia Zia. Forget about others. Avenil becomes, you guessed it right, Abby, Aben, Abel, whatever. And life suddenly becomes so easy, Teachers, they accept, friends adopt, college accepts, office approves, and over time something strange happens. Your nickname gets promoted. Your nickname gets more work, now has more work. It has 10 times more work experience than your real name. And you get so used to your nickname, if someone suddenly calls your full name in public, you panic. You literally panic. You immediately check. did I do something wrong? Why does this feel official? And it doesn't stop at school. It follows you everywhere. It follows you in banks, government offices, Aadhaar, any counter, any office that has a keyboard. You're standing there in the queue, your turn comes. The moment you say your full name, typing stops. Keyboard freezes. The employee looks at the screen, looks at you, looks back at the screen. Not because of the documents, because of spelling. You can see it in their eyes. Now it is no longer a simple documentation. It's a spelling competition. How do you spell this? By the third repetition, both of you are tired, and in between you've exchanged so much information, unnecessary information. You know about each other so well. By the fifth, you're basically family. And by the sixth, it's already lunchtime. At some point, you stop speaking. You just say, I'll just write it down. No, not because you're shy, because repeating your name 5 times it's no longer communication. Okay, it's trauma bonding. It's group therapy for free, unsolicited. Yes, and just when you think it's over, wait for it. Telecallers enter your life. No offense to telecallers. I'm just sharing these things in a very candid way. So, telecallers, those mysterious, similar sounding, faceless people who somehow got your official documents and names from a bank or wherever, they call and say, because it's their script, right? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Sir, am I speaking with? That's the part of the script, so that's smooth. And then, am I speaking with Mr. Tham Thang? At this point, it's not mispronunciation. It's basically freestyle rap. It's a it's a remix. It's a DJ version. They finally ask, after butchering your name in 10 different ways, is this correct? What do you say? Yes. You don't say no. You don't correct them, because if you correct them, then that means that call is not going to end. It's never going to end. Your children, your grandchildren, they're going to inherit that call. So sometimes you try to just end their suffering prematurely, and then when they're pronouncing your name, is this Mr. Who? Yes, it's me. Yes, I am he. Let's talk. Let's move on, please. But jokes aside, there's something quietly beautiful about it. Our long names, our full names, they carry history. They carry aspects of language and faith and people and places. Whereas our nicknames, they carry survival. They carry adjustment, belonging. One name reminds us where we come from. The other helps us move through the world. So if you ever meet someone from the Northeast, when they say their names and their names sound strangely simple, just know, and it's a fact, there is a potent, powerful, formidable name behind it, ready to just pause entire rooms, waiting patiently like us. Long names, short names, same person. That's all the thought I have for today. If you like the video, then you can share, like, subscribe, share snippets with your friends, and let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions, any other topic you'd like me to cover. I will get to it. Until next time, take care. Catch you in the next one.